Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Friday morning Namaste session. I am here where I have always been. We just sang a song before starting the recording. In those first few words, I am here. This is the highest, greatest, truest statement that could ever be made. I am here right now, this very moment. Where else would I be but right here? So I'm so happy to have you join us and experience that same reality, that feeling of expansiveness that is with us every moment if we would but choose it. And being able to join together and do that every day as we do here at Namaste is such a remarkable gift. So I'm so happy you could be here with us, and we're going to dive into another lesson from this adapted version of the impersonal life and see where that takes us. Christina's not going to be here with us this morning, but I'm sure Vicky's going to have some amazing practical advice to offer us. So here we go. The chapter is called I Am All There Is. I am all there is. Every desire you feel comes from me, since I am all there is. That's such a big statement, isn't it? Every desire that you could ever feel comes from me, comes from that I am presence within you, because that is all there is in reality. That is all there ever possibly could be in reality. And when we cling to that, when we know that truth, then that is all we will experience. And then we will be able just to relax into that divine flow. That's all that's being asked of you, is to relax into that divine flow. We're going to get that image of the river coming up a little bit later in this lesson. Being taken by that divine current, just diving in. That's all you're really being asked to do, is to dive in. Stop standing at the side of the river, trying to figure it out, trying to navigate, trying to know ahead of time where this is going to guide you or lead you. You can't know ahead of time because there is no time. There's only now. And your willingness just to dive into the now and to know that that current is going to take you to where I am now. That the river is going to take you to where I am right now, which is just another way of saying heaven. That's all you're being asked to do. You don't need to try and figure it out in advance. You don't need to try and do anything at all. Just trust and surrender and dive. Enter that river. That's all you're being asked to do. It may seem appropriate to make a distinction between your true desires and those that are not true, those that you're only imagining. But that would be pointless, since your untrue desires are not real and do not deserve energy or attention. That's a pretty big statement. Don't give any energy to anything other than what you think with God, the thoughts that you think with God. Give all of your attention, all of your energy to that. Everything else will just find its rightful place, will fall into perfect alignment with that grace. But we have to put our attention, our energy, our focus, the only place that is going to truly benefit us, and that is on that I am current. My only role is to reveal that which has always been true and to draw your full attention to that truth, to draw your full attention to the truth. Then all other desires fade on their own, and all that will be left is that which I am. How does that sound? To know that every desire that you've ever had that has just led you deeper into the forest will fade on its own when you focus only on one thing, to know and to extend who you really are, that I am current, that has always been your foundation. That's all you're here to do. I'm going to share something that may be difficult for you to consider at this point, but it's important for you to hear and to welcome this truth. Okay, here we go. I desire you as much as you desire me. Wow. That the I am current, That presence desires you, even in this dream reality that you're experiencing right now, just as much as you're being called to desire that I am reality. Let's go a little further and see what that means. The only difference is that I am very clear about what I desire while you are still confused. You still believe it's possible to want more than one thing, to want more than one thing. And that idea has brought you great suffering. That's something we say over and over in these sessions, is there's only one thing for you to desire, only one focus for you to have. And when you are able to, like a laser beam, focus that desire into one reality, one place, one thought, then you will have one experience. And that experience that you have will be the same love that love is feeling for you. That's another way of saying it. The love that you feel is the same experience and the same love that love is feeling for you right now. In other words, there's only one thing going on. That's all you need to know. And your desire for that one thing is what will allow you to dive finally into that river and be taken by that current. When you desire only one thing, you're going to hear me in these lessons and any teacher of truth say that over and over again. When you desire only one thing, then there's only one thing that you will have, because there's only one thing you are: love itself. That's how simple this is. And when you find yourself wanting this or wanting that, or unfocused in your higher desire, that's okay. I'm sure Vicky's going to come up with some very practical way for us to keep that focus. But just notice it and then bring it back. There's only one thing I want: the peace of God. Keep it laser focused, because it's laser focused on you right now. That's what it was saying earlier. It is already laser focused on you. And when you become as laser focused on it as it is on you, then it will be your experience. It's just like saying that you need to be as uncompromising with this truth as it is for you, as it is on you. The truth is always uncompromising, and we need to be the same. And when we are, this falls into place naturally. Okay, moving on. My only desire is to know and extend what is whole and true. This is the I am presence within you. My only desire is to know and to extend what is whole and true. And I am doing that right now by knowing who you are. I do not take my eyes off you, but you have certainly taken your eyes off me. Why? Because you wanted to see if it's possible to want something other than everything. To see if it's possible to want something other than everything. When you put it simple like that, you see the insanity of the idea. It isn't possible, and yet you continue to try. All I'm saying is stop trying to make the unreal real. It has only caused you sorrow and pain, and yet heaven is waiting for your return this very moment. Heaven is waiting for you, not your identity, not the limitations that you've claimed, but the truth of who you are, which can be expressed right here and right now, if you choose. You just need to give up your petty need to be right about anything and admit that you've been wrong about everything. That's a pretty big statement. To give up your petty need to be right about anything and to know that you've been wrong about everything. And herein lies your salvation, admitting that. Admitting that everything that you've decided from your ego mind was wrong. And that may sound like a failure, but it's the highest victory. It's the only victory you need, because it's what breaks you free from the gravitational pull of the ego. And yet heaven is waiting for your return. You just need to give up. Here we go. I lost my way here. Okay. And yet there's no consequence to being wrong. No consequence to being wrong about what has never existed. This is very big. Do you see that? You've been so concerned about the consequence that you've refused to turn back toward the light. The light has never turned away from you, and now it's time for you to do the same. Your hair looks beautiful, Diane. I love these little windows into your life. Now she turns it away. I love being able to see curling your hair or doing whatever it is you're doing, because it just reminds us that we can be doing all these ordinary moment to moment things and yet still hold on to this focus, this radiance, this light. I love you, Diane. You don't need to turn it away. All right. I want to make this as simple as possible, so you'll avoid the natural tendency you have to get lost in the concept and miss the experience I'm sharing. I could spend pages and days trying to get you to see the difference between my desire and yours, and how you have blocked the simplicity of salvation. But there's no reason for that. You only need to do one thing right now: to be guided to the river and be encouraged to dive in. It's the only thing you need right now. And that's what we do here every day, is we're encouraging you. That presence in you is encouraging you to come to the edge of that river and not linger there. Dive in. My desires, wait. You only need to do one thing: to be guided to the river and encouraged to dive in. I can't force you to enter the current, but I can describe the joy you'll experience when you finally enter. I promise that the current will pull you to the infinite ocean where you will be at home. You don't need to do anything but surrender and let it take you. So don't wait another moment. Dive in. That's just another way of saying, why are you holding on to all these limited ideas of who you are and who you could be, instead of accepting that you are the whole thing right now? The whole I am presence is within you. And when you finally say yes to that and accept that, it explodes inside you, and you find yourself bathed in a light that could never even be seen or experienced here in this place where you hide. It could never be known on the earth, but only in heaven. In other words, you realize that you never left your home, that you're there right now. But you need to finally give up what has blocked the vision of that. And that's what you're doing right now. The I am current is flowing within you very strong. All you need to do is to dive in, let it take you, and you'll be at home. So I hope that makes some sense. Vicki, I'm going to turn it over to you and see if there's anything you would like to share around that. Go right ahead. Is Vicki here? Actually, I don't see Vicki. Maybe Vicki's not here this morning. All right, that's okay. Maybe I'll choose someone. Baraka, we're so happy to see you here. I know you've been through so much lately, and yet you are just holding firm to your commitment to remembering. Look at you. Sorry, I didn't know that you were in bed.
I'm in the hospital.
Oh, you're still in the hospital.
Still in the hospital, yeah.
Bless you for joining us from the hospital. Well,
Thank
maybe
you.
perfect for you, even in the midst of all of that. I know, because I know you, I know that you're committed to only seeing one thing and seeing through everything that is not. So what is that sparking within you right now, Baraka?
Well, I've got a lot of things on my temporal plate here, dealing with different stuff. Things keep coming up. People keep coming to the door and talking to me about stuff that they see going on here that I've asked them to tell me about. And I have to remind myself every single time someone walks through that door, that this is a messenger of Christ coming to show me what I think I know. And I remember that this is not true. That this is the This is a manifestation of what I am running away from.
Mm.
And that actually gives me gives me joy, because I can see it very clearly here. It's not there's nothing wishy-washy about this. This is a very, very clear projection that I am seeing about what is occupying my mind instead of the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing that, and being able to say, okay, all right, this is what it is. This is what's coming to the door, and now I can forgive that. I can say, okay, I've asked to learn this lesson. Now we're going to move on from that and come back to the truth. Dive into the river, as you said. Uh, I don't have an answer for it. I don't have an answer for why I'm manifesting this stuff, except that I've asked for it. That's the only thing. I accept responsibility for this. This is my thought process. This is what I have asked for. This is what I have chosen, and now I just need to choose again, and choose again, and choose again,
That's
and choose again. Thank you very much, Jimmy. Really
Oh
appreciate
man,
it.
I love that, Baraka. The fact that you're doing that and going through all that joyfully, because you wouldn't be able to do it joyfully unless there was a deep well of recognition already, unless you knew
Yes.
it to be true. Otherwise, you'd be so caught in the drama, you wouldn't be able to feel any of that. But
Oh,
when you've had a breakthrough, which you've had and we've all had at one point or another, and you're able to see that light, you can still be in the midst of like, I'm making a very strange decision here, but I know who I am. And I know that I am whole, I am complete, even in the midst of all this drama and trauma. And then you can go through it joyfully. And that's what inspires me about what you just shared, is that even though you're laid in a hospital bed talking to us, there's so much joy coming from you. And I think that is awesome.
and I am the light.
Yeah, look at that. You are bathing in the light. Rocket, thank you for sharing that with us, brother. We're sending you all our love and prayers as you move through this.
Thank you. Thank you. I feel it. I really do. I really do. I feel the support. Thank
Good.
you.
Well, you are one with us now and forever, wherever you are.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you, Baraka. Let's see if there's anybody. I was looking at Beth. Usually Beth has something very wonderful to say, and I see your camera's off, Beth. If you would like to share something, you don't want to turn on your camera. You don't have to, but if you have something to share, we would love to hear from you. Are you there, Beth? Well, this is always the trick with just calling on people. They may have even stepped away from their computer for a moment. And that's okay. Let's just see if there's anybody else here that would like to share anything from the Zoom room. Anyone feeling inspired?
Hey, yeah, I raised my hand. I don't know if you saw it.
Hi, Kurt. No, I didn't, but go right ahead.
Oh, I just want to sing for you because I just love this program so much. And it's great to hear Baraka in the hospital, what he's undergoing, and his great courage and his commitment. It's fantastic. But the song I have is an old song I used to sing years ago with Hilda Charlton, and it goes, it's all God, 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 as plain as the day. Only God, 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 and this body only God's way. Yes, this body only God's way. No more TV shows do I want to see. No more places to go, no more people to meet, no more people to be. When I grow up, only the light that's shining in this flesh cup, for it's all God, 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 as plain as the day. Only God, 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 and body only God's way. I keep on asking, who am I? And now and then I get an answer and I start to cry. For I feel it all die. And then I fly. But every once in a while, let's confess, the world's got me confused and I'm a mess. But then I just take one deep breath. And I know why Jesus wept, yeah. And I know I would have laughed, for it's all God, 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 as plain as the day. Only God, 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 and this body only God's way. Yeah, this body only God's way. Yes, this body only God's way. Thank you.
Wow. Wow, I don't know if you could feel that, but I'm feeling that same joy that I was feeling from Baraka. Just this unbridled joy, expressing and sharing, and wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Kurt. I think that this is really the key to our lesson today, to move through all of this joyfully, whatever it is that you encounter today, to know at the very core of your being that everything is exactly as it should be, that you are whole, that you are safe, no matter what. My three favorite words. You know, last night I was out with Joy and another friend, and we were trying to describe to this friend, well, what is it we do every day? What is it we talk about every day? And Joy said, we just basically express no matter what. We're doing this, we're holding the light, we're loving one another, no matter what. And that's keeps it simple for me. And it allows me to just be able to rest in God, to surrender, to trust everything that's happening. Yeah, it makes it really easy. So thank you. Let's go ahead and see if there's anybody